Hello students, today let us deal with the modals in English. What are modals or what are modal verbs? Modals or modal verbs are also called modal auxiliary verbs or modal auxiliaries. They are special verbs that behave irregularly in English. What do you mean by to behave irregularly? They are different from normal verbs like work, play, visit, etc. They are never used alone and they are always followed by a principal verb or a main verb like eat, play, dance, etc. Modals give additional information about the function of the main verb that follows them. They have a great variety of communication functions. Now let us find out the different characteristics of modal verbs in English. Modal verbs never change their form, which means you cannot add s or ed or ing to a modal verb like you give to the main verbs. Main verbs change their forms depending upon the tense, person, etc. Like I play football, he plays football, I am playing football, I played football. In all these examples you can find the main verb has changed its form. But when you use modal verbs, they will not be changing their forms. Modal verbs are always followed by an infinitive without to. That is the bare infinitive or the base form of the verb. I will go to Chennai. May I come in? Will you help me? Maya can speak English well. In these examples, we can see that the form of the verb is not changed. One another characteristic of the modal verbs is that they are used to indicate modality or mood of the speaker and allow the speakers to express certainty, possibility, willingness, obligation, necessity, ability, etc. Look at this. These are the positive and negative forms of modal verbs in English. Will, will not. Would, would not. Shall, shall not. Should, should not. May, may not. Might, might not. Can, cannot. Could, could not. Must, must not. Have to, don't have to. Need, need not. Ought to, ought not to. Dare, dare not. Used to, used not to, or didn't used to. Now let us look at the uses of these modal verbs in detail. Let's start with will. The first rule for the use of the modal will is that it expresses pure future with second and third person as subject. See this example. You will die of a heart attack. The Chief Minister will visit the USA this week. The second rule for the use of the modal will is that it shows willingness, intention, promise, determination with the first person as subject. Look at this example. I will meet you again. We will need your help. I will achieve my goals. The third and the last use of modal will is that it tells us the characteristic, habit, assumption, invitation or request and insistence. Look at these examples. A child will usually obey his parents. He will be here at any moment. Will you go with me? It's a request. He will not listen to his teacher's advice. Insistence. Now let us find out the use of would. The rule for the use of modal would is that it expresses past habits, polite request, wish, preference or an imaginary condition. Look at these examples. He would wake up early in the morning and go to work. It's a past habit. Would you get me a glass of water please? It's a polite request. I wish you would be here. It's a wish. I would buy a house if I won lottery. It's a preference. Now let us find out the uses of shall. The first rule for the use of the modal shall is that it expresses pure future with the first person as the subject. We shall go to school tomorrow. It's pure future. I shall teach you to dance. It's also pure future. The second rule for the use of modal shall is that it is used to ask for advice, suggestions, requests, etc. with the first person in the interrogative or as a question. Shall I close the door? Shall we go to the market tomorrow? It's a suggestion. Shall I bring a glass of juice for you? It's a request. The third rule for the use of modal shall is that it is used to express command, threat, warning, promise, assurance, determination, etc. with the second and third person as subjects. Look at these examples. You shall get a reward for your achievement. It's an assurance or a promise. You shall go to your room. It's a command. They shall win the match. It's a determination. Now let us find out the uses of modal should. The first rule for the use of modal should is that it is used to express duty, obligation, advisability or desirability. The second rule for the use of modal should is that it is used to express logical inference, supposition, assumption, possibility or probability. The third rule for the use of modal should is that it is used to express a purpose after the word lest. Look at the examples of the modal should here. We should go to school every day. It's a duty. You should not be late for work. It's obligation or desirability. You should exercise more often. It is advisability. He should be at the office by now. It is possibility. If he should see me there, he will be happy. It is a probable condition. Leave on time lest you should miss the train. It's an example of should after the word lest. Now let us find out the uses of modal may. The rule for the use of the modal may is that it is used to express possibility, permission, wish, faith, hope or a purpose. Look at these examples. It may snow in the evening. It's a possibility. May I go now, sir? It's of permission. May God always be with you. It's a wish, faith or hope. He is working hard so that he may get an appraisal. It's a purpose. Now look at the uses of the modal might. The rule for the use of modal might is that it is used to express less possibility, permission or a guess. Look at these examples. It might rain today. Less possibility. Might I go to get the files? Permission. That might be the new God. It's a guess. Now let us look at the uses of modal can. The rule for the use of modal can is that it is used to express permission, possibility, ability or capacity. Look at some of the examples of modal can. Can I go to the market? Obviously, permission. Anyone can be the thief. It's a possibility. He can stay awake for 2 hours. Definitely ability or capacity. Now let us look at the uses of modal could. The rule for the use of modal could is that it is used to express ability or capacity in the past, polite request or a possibility under certain circumstances. Look at these examples. He could run very fast in his youth. It's an ability or capacity in the past. Could you wait for him? It's a polite request. If we had money, we could have bought a house. It's a possibility under certain circumstances. Now let us look at the uses of modal must. Must has got a number of uses. The rule for the use of modal must is that it is used to express obligation or duty, necessity, compulsion, prohibition, emphatic advice, determination, assumption, conclusion or interference, certainty or strong possibility. Let us find out the examples of must. The children must obey their parents. It's a duty. We must not steal money from anyone. Duty as well. You must follow the orders of your boss. It's our obligation. I must reach work on time. Necessity. He must do as I say. Compulsion. You must not smoke in public places. Prohibition. You must see a dentist at once. It's an emphatic advice. We must not go before they come back. It's a determination. The students must be in their class at this time. It's a strong possibility. He must be 40 years old. It's an assumption. He must have left by now. It's certainty. Now let us look at the uses of modal have to. The rule for the use of modal have to is that it is used in the same sense of must, to give advice or to recommend something. Let us look at the examples. I have to reach there by 9:30 p.m. It is in the sense of must. I must reach there by 9:30 p.m. You have to start working soon. It's a piece of advice. Now let us look at the use of modal need. The main rule for the use of modal need is that it chiefly shows the absence of necessity or compulsion in the negative and interrogative sentences. For example, you need not worry about work, or need I talk to her. Now let us find out the use of modal ought to. The rule for the use of modal ought to is that it is used to express the subject's obligation or duty, and also it is used to give advice. Look at these examples. I ought to love my parents. It's an obligation or our duty. We ought not to cheat anyone. It's our duty. You ought to practice for more than 2 hours a day if you want to clear the exam. It's a piece of advice. Now let us find out the use of dare. The rule for using the modal dare is that it is used at places where we need to show courage. It is generally used in negative and interrogative way. Look at these examples. I dare not fail in my exams. Dare is used in the negative form. How dare you interrupt us? Dare is used in interrogative form. And finally, let us look at the uses of used to. The rule for the use of modal used to is that it is used to express past habits and to express the existence of something in the past. Look at these examples. I used to go swimming every morning. It's a past habit. There used to be a door at this place long ago. It's about the existence of something in the past. That's all about modal auxiliaries. Thank you for watching.